Hey, what's up everybody? This is BP the Mentor, and I want to tell you to simplify your goals. Yes, you heard me right, simplify your goals. I have been an entrepreneur now for 10 years. I have been in and around the business world for about the last 15 years, and through the business world you come across personal development. And the one thing that I see, the most common thing that most personal development books tell you is you need to set goals, you need to have specific dates, you need to have specific numbers, you need to have specifics. And I want to tell you that in my opinion, that's bullshit. I want to tell you that in my opinion, that is the great myth that keeps you broke. Now, I want to say something before I continue with this, that the people that wrote that were right. Writing goals with specifics, specific numbers, specific dates works. However, it only works for some people. And in reality, it only works for a few people, not most. And even furthermore, it only works when you're at a certain level of business, where you're at a certain level mentally, where you can remove doubt from that. But for the average people, for the average Joe, for the person who's just starting an entrepreneurship, for the person who's looking to get into that, simplify your goals. Don't believe this hype. You don't have to think bigger. You don't have to have the biggest things. You don't have to have all the vision boards around. You don't have to have any of that, guys. So let me tell you guys a story about my life. I believed all of that. I had it. Shit. I still have vision boards on my walls from the time that I used to believe that shit. We used to wake up in the morning and do our daily affirmations and say our stuff, and we used to fucking read the books and quote them and say all of this, and we're going to be a millionaire by this time and this date and blah, 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 blah. All this shit. And I was frustrated because year after year after year after year that shit wasn't coming true. And every fucking year that passed, I would just get more fucking pissed. And I would just get more fucking irritated. And I would be like, why the fuck isn't this fucking working? I'm fucking doing everything. I have the right mindset. I go, I believe. Why the fuck isn't this working? Until somebody one day gave me a CD and said, here man, listen to this. I think it's going to benefit you. And in the CD, the guy talked about removing all that stuff from your goals. The guy talked about there's 3 different types of goals that you can have. You can have specific, you can have general, or you can focus on your feelings. And the best one was to focus on your feelings, because your mind can't argue against that. So if you say, hey, I'm going to make $1 million this year, your mind has a million different ways to combat that as to why it won't happen. And the closer that it gets to that time frame and you don't get it, it's going to continue fucking with you. And the second and third year that you haven't made it, it's going to continue fucking with you. And it's going to create a whole bunch of doubt. And it's going to create a whole bunch of negativity in your life. And it's going to destroy your fucking self-confidence to the point where you're not even going to believe that you can do this anymore. Focus on the feelings. Focus specifically on the feelings. When I started this, I was like, man, this sounds like a bunch of horse shit. I don't know, but I was lost. I didn't know what the fuck else to do. I had exhausted every single thing. I had been to the meetings, I had jumped, I had done this, I had read the books, and I wasn't getting the fucking results. And I was just getting fucking irritated and pissed off. And I remember driving home one day, and I'm listening to the CD, because I just had it on repeat, and I'm just listening to this stuff over and over. And he said that, and it just hit me, and I said, you know what? I'm going to give it a try. And I'm going to put it in the one thing that I can actually calculate, which is money. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove my goal of how much money I'm going to make in a year, and I'm going to replace that with the feeling that I want from money. That's all. That's all. And I want to tell you guys something. The more you can calculate and specify and really hone that feeling in, the faster it's going to come in. Because the reason why your shit doesn't come in right now is because you've been able to hone and specify and really target into that negative feeling that doesn't allow you to do it. So I said I needed to make some money. I needed to change my mindset. I'm not going to put a goal on money, but I'm going to put a goal on my feelings about money and how I feel about money. And I said my only feeling about money is I want to feel yes. Like if my fucking Raiders scored a touchdown, yes. Like if the Lakers scored a fucking basket, yes. Like if the fucking Dodgers knocked one out of the park, yes. That's the feeling that I wanted to get, and that's all I focused on. So every single time that I thought about money, yes. And I used to say to myself, I used to talk to myself, BP, how do you want to feel about money? Yes, yes. And you know what happened? I didn't make a specific amount of money, but every single time that I dealt with money, yes. Every single time that my bills couldn't get paid, magically, just out of fucking nowhere, money would appear. A deal would appear. Somebody would call me and say, hey man, here's the $300 that I owed you, that I've been ducking and dodging you for the last 2 years. Yes. Yes, yes, and yes. And eventually that led from me not having to worry to my bills, to making money, to making more money, to wholesaling properties, to investing in properties, to traveling the world. Yes, yes, and yes. And if you want the same type of results, simplify your goals and don't believe that hype.